Are you letting confusion about how much you need to be investing keep you from your wealth? One of the biggest myths there is out there is that you need a lot of money before you start investing. And the devastation is this one isn't true. And it's a thing that keeps most people poor. So, how much do you need to be investing to be a multi-millionaire? Or even more importantly, to be able to know that you will be able to stop working and have your assets paying for your lifestyle, which is the goal of being wealthy. So, how much do you need? First, you've got to get really clear on what wealth is for you. And we've got another video on working out what your financial freedom number is, and you can get that in the description below. So, you've got to work out what is wealthy for you. What is the lifestyle you want to be living? Because there is no one number for any of us because we're each unique, we're each different. And this is really important that we have to get clear first and foremost, what the bleep do I want? What do you want? Not what do you think your parents want you to want, or your spouse, or your partner, or your kids, or even worse, to fit in on social media feed. No, what do you want to be doing with your life? Because the purpose of money is for you to be able to use it to live the life you want. So when you know what the price tag is of your wealthy life, you can now work out what is the value of the assets you need that to pay for that lifestyle. Because once you've got that number, and I call it your freedom target, you can then work out how much you need to be investing to get there. So that is step number one. What the bleep do you want, and what is your freedom number? Then the next thing you need to do is say, okay, well, where am I now? You need to take stock because you've got a destination, but how you get there depends on where you are. So if you're going to Japan or if you're going to Jamaica, they're very different destinations. But not only that, if you're currently in Australia and going to Japan is one journey versus if you're in Brazil and you're going to Jamaica, very different journeys. So you know your destination, now you're going to know your starting point. So take stock. What is the current situation? Do you have any investments already? What is your net worth? And you can work out what your net worth is for some additional. We have a free tool for you to use to work that out. What investments do you have? What liabilities? Yes, what debts do you have, which are going to be dragging you down and keeping you away from your wealth? Do you already have an emergency fund in place and a cash safety net? So you take stock with that, and that determines, okay, what's the gap between where you are now and where you need to be? Knowing those 2 points, you can now put your plan in place and you work out what your regular investing needs to be. Yes, I use the word regular. You need to be putting about 10% of all the money you earn, everything that comes into your life, including bonuses and tax rebates, should be going back into investing, where you buy assets and those assets grow your wealth. That should be your minimum target. Now you might say, Anna, how do I even get there? Well, there's a lot of tools to help you clear the bad spending from your life to get to the point where you can do this. But the aim is to keep some of the money in your life, convert that into assets, and the consistent regular investing is way more important than waiting till you've got a big amount of money. So you start with wherever you are. That's what's important. You can be investing from £25, $40, 300 Rand a month, doesn't matter where you are. The important part is you start getting investing happening and growing and learning the skills. And then as your money flows get better, you can increase the amount. So you start with what you can and you grow that with the intention to get to the point by having a wealthy spending plan to get a minimum of 10% in for your investing. Now, there is a great, very simple 50-30-20 rule that you can use, which is called your smart wealthy spending plan. And the aim is to have at least 20% of the money that comes into your life staying in your life. Yes, that is that 20. And of that, 10% goes to saving, money that you're going to spend in the near future on other things, and 10% goes to pay yourself first. Yes, to buy those assets to create your freedom. That is the most important bill you should be paying, is your freedom first. So that's 20. 50% should be going on your necessities. That's just on your needs, paying for the roof over your head, food in your belly, access to opportunity. Yes, necessities should consume no more than 50% of the money that you bring in. And the remaining 30% goes on wants. This is your play money. This is your growth money. This is your contributions and your gifting. And those are all things that create your wealthy, healthy ecosystem of spending, making sure that you've got money for your needs now, your medium term, and your longer term financial well being, as well as the joy in your life. Because after all, life is meant to be lived. And once you've got this in place, you rarely get compounding working for you. Compounding creates your freedom, not you. So when you commit to that, getting to that point of 10% of all the money you're coming in, going into your regular, consistent investing, and you can learn all about how to do that in the free investing training that we have for you. You can also get the details in the description below the video. You realize that, that once the assets are working, they will create the bulk of your freedom. Because a lot of people say, but Anne, I've worked out that, maybe I need 15 million to be financially free. How am I ever going to earn that money, let alone save it? Because we're still in a savings mentality. No, when you're an investor, you understand the assets create your freedom. Less than 10% of your freedom number needs to come from you, but it has to come from you first before assets can work for you. Yes, freedom's a choice. You've got to trigger it, make it happen. Now, compounding works, and compounding will give you 90% of your freedom number. But you have to pull that trigger. You get started, and you can start with small amounts of money. So get started today and claim your life back.